kind of semi-formal, kind of not semi-formal in terms of this being a video. So we got the live chat here. We're doing this live for the Aether Gazer tier list. What we're going to be doing, like always with the tier list, is we're only going to be tiering the up drop rate S rank modifiers because those are the ones that I have extensive use with. But we're going to be doing it a little bit different this time as we have chat. You can't see chat, but this is live. It's going to be community-esque tier list. So I'm going to go ahead and get your guys' opinion in the live chat. Let me know what you guys think. Wanted to go ahead and switch it up for this time because we have Mardock and Anubis that I have to do because I missed out on Mardock. And we got Anubis here, so we might as well do them at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and knock that out. And you can let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as well. Just as always, just be respectful. You know, it's everybody's opinion. Everybody's going to think differently. And we could always just have a discussion about it. So we're gonna go and jump in, but before we do, as always for a video, a massive shout out to the sponsor of the channel, GamerSupps. If you want anything from GamerSupps, a link will be in the description down below. Go ahead and click on that link, take you right over to the website. Peruse the store. I've been using that word a lot lately. I do truly enjoy. Go ahead and peruse the store, see if you like anything. If you do and you decide to get something, make sure to use code FurtherBeyondGaming at checkout. Gets you 10% off everything in the store, whether that be a waifu shirt, waifu cup, or some GamerSupps. And you save, so you're not paying full price. And you also support the channel so we can do bigger and better things. Thank you guys so much. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Leviathan up at the very front. So we're tiering these modifiers right here. I don't think I missed anybody, right? Yeah, I think we're good for the up drop rate. So we're going to go ahead. And if I miss anybody, my apologies. Just let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and give you an idea of where I would tier them. So Leviathan, personally, I think I had her B tier last time. I think I'm still comfortable with her being in B tier. I think she's a great modifier. Once again, I'm one of the biggest advocates for this modifier, but you don't really need her. She's not a necessity by any means. She's just there for comfortability. If you have skill issues or if you're a new player to the game of Aether Gazer, she comes in handy, right? Because she has the best heals in the game. She has damage reduction. If you have her sig functors, she's allowed your melee modifiers to hit a little bit harder as well. She's trace, and she's great in the AI slot, decent in the AI slot, let me say that. But all in all, I think she's just a very solid middle of the pack modifier, and we have it to C tier as the lowest because I don't think any up drop rate S rank modifier is D tier. I think they're all good in their own right, just some better than others. B is solid. I think B is a solid one. Chat, what do you guys think? I think B is solid, and I think people are in agreement. All right, the next one up, Scotty. Scotty, I believe I had in B tier as well last time. I think Scotty, once again, I'm one of the biggest advocates for this modifier. I think she's great. I love her, and she does get that really nice glow up in CN with the right things in place. But as of right now in the global landscape, she, I think, is a solid modifier. If you're a new player, you so happen to get her, she is going to do well for you, and she is worth the investment because of that glow up later. But as of right now, I think her damage is decent. It's nothing to write home about. The freezes are nice, but once again, it's not too crazy. So I think as like a decent DPS option, I think B is good. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah, she's one of my most favorite modifiers as well. I absolutely adore this one. I'd put her in A with Suku. No, not A, Eric. Not A. Once you see who's gonna go in A, you're gonna realize, nah, not true. All right, moving on from there, we have S Shu. I think S Shu is like B tier. I think I had her B tier last time. I think she's B tier. I think she's decent. I don't think she's that great. I think her playstyle is kind of clunky. Her kit, I think it's kind of clunky. She's cool. She's one of the coolest modifiers in the game, and she does hit. She hits hard, but I just think because of her playstyle, switching between the stances is a very good idea. I love what they were going with that because I love the counters, and I love the, you know, follow-up attacks as ways to get marks. I mean, that's a very interesting mechanics. I think 6 marks was too many. I think it should have been like 4 marks, because you can't always rely on the counters. Because, you know, the enemies aren't always going to be attacking you, so the counters sometimes feel useless. And then if you're doing the follow-up attack part, I feel like it takes way too long. She's very sig functor reliant. I don't know, it's kind of clunky. C tier, D tier, B minus. Yeah, if there was a B minus, I'd probably put her in B minus. Yeah, B, I like her playstyle. Oh, I also forgot to preface this by stating that we are taking into account multiple different things when we're doing this tier list. It's not just purely based off of damage and not purely based off of meta. What we're taking into account is what teams do the modifiers fit in, how fun is their gameplay, how well or synergistic their kit is, how much damage they do, of course, what type of utility are they bringing to the table. It's kind of a culmination of all those things that we take into account when we're ranking these modifiers and we're putting them on a tier list. So I should have prefaced that earlier. I might throw up like some text in the beginning as well, but that's what we're looking at. So not to be confused, because there might be a modifier that does a whole lot of damage, but the playstyle might not be that great, or they don't have the greatest of teams, or they might be super sig functor reliant, things of that nature that may drop them down a bit. So we're taking all those things into account. So are we all in agreement on B? Is B a good? Is B good? She sits perfectly at C in my head. She's really fun, but the damage, I don't know. The damage is decent, right? She's not like hitting like a truck, but she's not hitting like a wet noodle, right? And I think her damage is better. Like if I was to kind of do this, I'd probably do it like this. I think she's better than Leviathan and better than Scotty in terms of damage. She has decent utility in terms of her ultimate with some supporting capabilities. I would go ahead and do it like that, in my opinion. Okay, low B. Jeez, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go ahead and leave it like this, and then if we need to make some rearrangements, we can definitely do that. Okay, moving on. Athena, how we feeling about Athena? Personally, I think Athena's solid A tier. I think Athena's solid A tier. I think she does some tremendous damage if you have it built up and have enough resources. I personally find her gameplay to be fun. I think she has a very unique gameplay style. I think it's fun. And she has, you know, some decent teams. At least within the Olympus Gen Zone, you can put some pretty decent teams together with Hera, Arctic Abyss, Poseidon. You can get some decent teams here. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else that really shines. So I think her being an A tier is, I think, fair, right? Athena hits hard. Yeah, she hits like a truck. Low A or high B, in my opinion. I think A tier. I think A tier is solid. I don't have her. I don't really know. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, like playstyle. I think it's a unique, fun playstyle. Athena D, nah. Yo, Kudo be trolling. A, like low A. Okay, that's fair. Athena is definitely A. Her skin's only is S tier. Her skin is S tier. For sure, for sure. Her skin is S tier. Okay, so Athena A sounds about right. Now, moving on from there. Thank you guys for the 50 likes, by the way. Moving on from there, Hell. Now, there was a bit of controversy the last time I did a tier list. I put Hell in A tier, like high A tier, like the highest of A tier. But there were arguments for her to be an S tier. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't argue either way. The only reason why I put her in A tier is, yeah, her damage is the best. You know, it's top tier. It's arguably the best in the game, if not the best in the game, just because of her AoE. She's able to do tremendous amount of damage. I only put her in A tier because of her gameplay. It's just not that. It's not the funnest of gameplays. You know, it for a lot of people, it can be very off-putting, and for a lot of people, that's the reason why they skipped her. She has a pretty decent synergistic team, right? She's not hard to build. She's not hard to use. She brings some decent utility with the, you know, increasing shadow damage on the ult. Damage reduction for herself. So, I mean, that's why I put her in A tier, but what do you guys think? High A or low S? Hell plus Hera and Heimdall equals S tier? That's true. Hell low A, her team is perfect, but her playstyle is A. She's very good, but man, her gameplay sucks. Yeah, if we really consider gameplay a bit, then no shot, she's S. High A for me. Her damage is just, yeah. Should we do like an A plus? Should we do an A plus or an S minus tier for Hell? What do you guys think? A plus / S minus? I could dig it. We'll do S minus. We'll do S minus. Not that. Slash A plus. How does that look? That looks good. I think that looks good. That's fair. I think that's fair. All right, moving on from there. Tsukuyomi. Shinri Tsukuyomi. Man, I kind of want to put her now in this tier as well. What do you guys think? The A plus S minus tier? It should probably be A plus S minus. I think I have this backwards, right? S fits, yeah, no doubt in my mind. Definitely S minus, S minus. I think this is I now that we made this tier, I feel like these two, this is a good spot for them. High A plus, yeah, bro. Shinri is an S tier in CN version. Well, we can't think about the CN version because CN version it's a way different landscape than it is on global. Shinri needs her functor to feel the damage, my guy. That's true as well. But she has a lot of other things going for her. She has a very synergistic team, a very fun gameplay style. She does hit like a truck, even though she does need her sig functor. She hits like a truck. All right, moving on to Oceanis. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for her. Moving on to Oceanis. He's S tier. Oceanis he's S tier. I mean, you guys let me know. I don't think there's much that I have to say. I think he's S tier. He hits like an absolute truck, a train at that. His gameplay is incredibly fun. He has a very synergistic team, couple of synergistic teams. I mean, there's not too many other good things I could say about him. He's phenomenal. Grandpa Sasuke, yeah. Solid S. Yeah. Once he uses functor properly, I think he's S regardless. Okay, we're all in agreement. Okay, moving on from there. Hades. S tier. I think that's obvious, right? Hades is S tier. She's broken on global. She's so broken you don't even need to do like 40, go into 60 level sigils and doing the warp for her and all that nonsense. She's not sig functor reliant. She has the most synergistic team is for her. She has a team designed for her specifically with Oneroy and Hera. The only thing that for me knocks her a little bit, but it doesn't knock her enough to be down from S, is her gameplay. When I initially got Hades, I thought her gameplay was fun because min-maxing the Divine Grace, keeping an eye on that and whatnot. I thought that was a lot of fun in the beginning until I realized managing the Divine Grace, micromanaging that is not that difficult. So then once you realize it's not that difficult, and I thought the Berserk mode was really cool until you play with her a couple of times and you realize you're just really standing still. That's it. And that's all you're really doing with Hades is standing still and just letting the puppets go crazy. So her gameplay has become much less enjoyable. And then Oceanis came out and I'm like, yo, his gameplay is top tier. And so it's hard going from Oceanis to Hades. Have you ever done that? Have you ever played Oceanis and then went back to Hades? Or you ever played a very fun, flashy character and then went back to Hades? You're like, brother. What I like, you then start to think I'm only using her because she's broken. If she wasn't broken, I'd probably never use this character. Plus, she looks great, right? If it wasn't for her character design and that she's broken, you probably would never use her. Okay, so we're in agreement there. Hera, S tier. I mean, I don't think there's much that needs to be said about Hera. S tier. She is a little boring. Hera is the best support in the game until Ling Wang comes out. She's just incredible. So yeah, S plus tier. You might need an S plus tier for Hera specifically, just because she's the only one that can do what she can do and she does it so well and she fits on every single team. She's a phenomenal modifier. Double S plus Hera. We might have to make a Hera tier. I'd put Hades maybe above all of them, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean Hades is certainly like the most top tier, but the thing is that Hades, she gets phased out a little bit as we move along. Hera stays at the top and she holds her value even till now. So for that reason, I think I put Hera above Hades for that reason alone. Like if a new player was to join Aether Gazer and they said, which one should I pull, Hades or Hera? I would say Hera. And the reason being is because she holds her value, but also you fit her on any team and all you need is one other DPS and then you clear all the content in the game. You know, Oceanis Hera, Hell Hera, Tsukiyomi Hera, Athena Hera, right? You put any DPS with Hera and you win Aether Gazer, you win the game. Whereas with Hades, yeah, that's true. You can still do the same thing like Hades and all you need is Oneroy and you win the game. But then that kind of gets phased out as time goes on, where Hera arguably probably increases in value because there's more DPS that come out. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. So we're all in agreement there. I mean, arguably we could put a separate tier for Hera, but we'll leave it there. All right, moving on. Osiris, Living Soul, Aether. I'm torn. I mean, obviously when Thor comes out, she's going to be like, what, up here when Thor comes out? Or here. But like right now, I'm torn between these two spots. I'm leaning more towards here. I'm leaning more towards here. What do you guys think? Right now, she's A. F tier, personally hate her gameplay. Really? Aether is like low S to high A. She'll do insane damage, but she needs some investment. She definitely needs the investment. Yeah, you need to put the resources into her for sure. For sure. For sure. You would definitely want to make sure you have the right team around her. And then you're certainly going to want to pick up Thor. But I think she offers so much value though. And she obviously becomes a beast down the road when Thor comes out and then when she, you know, gets her little glow up. And then she has like she's pretty much immortal if you can keep the uptime on that ult. She realistically doesn't die. And she does hit like a truck. She hits hard. And she is A, unfortunately. She is A. You literally can't die. Yeah, you literally can't die. I mean, legit. And then you use the pink Meowjewel. Like you're never dying. Also will be top tier next patch. Yeah. She's A for now. For new players, S tier. Yeah, S plus. Yeah, I remember how people say she's okay. So you guys, and this is once again a community tier list. You guys are saying she's A tier. Are we all in agreement? You're saying, I mean, I think I lean a little bit closer to A plus, S minus. But you guys are saying A tier. A tier, yeah. Okay. You can't die, but the damage isn't there for hard content. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going off of what you guys are saying. A tier, and then when Thor comes out, she definitely bumps up, right? And then in 2.0, she gets another little buff. So she's going to continue to go this way. So she's a good investment. But for right now, you're saying currently, global landscape, A. Okay. Mardock. Mardock. I think he's a solid modifier. I think he's B tier. He does so much. He does, and this is for me the perfect definition for Mardock is he does a whole lot of things really good, but there's nothing that he's a master at. Does that make sense? So like he's doing a bunch of things that you want modifiers to do. He's stunning, he's CCing, he's increasing damage, right? He's doing a lot of really good things, but nothing that he's like truly a master of. Like nothing really shines when it comes to Mardock. He's just like a very solid, even keel, middle of the pack modifier that does some pretty decent damage, right? There's nothing too special about him. He's a jack of all trades, exactly. Jack of all trades, master of none. All right. That's the proper expression for Mardock. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. If I was being biased, if I was biased, I would have put him in A, because I like using Mardock. I think he's fun to use. But being unbiased, I think we're all in agreement. B, right? B. A plus? No, I don't think he's A. You guys need to stop. B tier. His gameplay is too boring and clunky for me. I like his gameplay, to be honest with you. Okay. All right. I think we're all in agreement with B. Okay. Moving on from there. Anubis. After playing him some more, I don't know. Am I crazy? A plus, S minus for Anubis? A plus, S minus? No? What do you guys think for Anubis? I personally, just to get my thoughts out there, I think he hits like a truck. I like his team buff that he does on his ultimate. I think he's incredibly fun to play. You know, he has a decently synergistic team. He has a terrible skill chain partner, though, for the ultimate. Should have been Bastet. I think we can all agree on that. What do you guys think? A plus? I think he's A plus, S minus. I really think he is. Well, you min-maxed him, Cody? True. I think he has a very unique gameplay style. With the doggo, I think it's fun to use it. I think he's good, simple, and snappy. Yeah, it's a shame that Hades overshadows him, but he's a good A plus. Yeah, that's the problem. You know, if Hades wasn't there, he might be like S tier, because he'd be like the best. Well, you still got Bastet, and Bastet's amazing. I think Bastet's an S rank modifier disguised as an A rank, but he's also, yeah, he's super fun to play. He's only A for me, man. Okay. Well, I think the overall A plus with Bastet. Yeah, certainly A plus with Bastet. I think he's A plus on his own, but solidifies A plus with Bastet, because Bastet, you know, allows him to hit a little bit harder, and he allows Bastet to hit a little bit harder as well. So they work really well together. They should have just had the ultimate skill chain together. I don't know why that wasn't a thing. That was a misplay by the devs. What if they update that in the future? What if S rank Bastet gets the ultimate? I think we talked about that last stream. Gets a ultimate skill chain with Anubis. Now that I'll be all here for. That will make up for the mistake that they made this time around. I like what we have here. If I was to put any modifier in the C tier, I probably would bump Leviathan down. If I was to like fill up that C tier, I'd probably bump Leviathan down, and I think this would be a proper tier list right here. But I like her in the B tier. But if somebody was to argue she's C tier, I wouldn't argue with you. Or if somebody was to say SU was C tier, I'm not going to argue with you either. Or if you want to put Scotty, like any one of these three could be in the C tier, and I wouldn't argue with you. Just to fill it out. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, I think this is pretty solid. Can you put Shu a bit higher? No. No. So I think this is perfect. I like what we have here. So let me know once again your thoughts. Let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Thank you guys for all your support. I do truly appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.